Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of The Wise Guy 75. This episode will be called Learning the Basics. The Basics is chapter 7, 8, and 9 in the Player's Handbook for D&D 5th edition. For homework, I'd like everyone to make at least one character with 5th edition. And I would like for you to at least go through those three that I just listed, chapters 7, 8, and 9. And I want you to detailedly read chapter 9, because chapter 9 is chock full of all kinds of information you will need in almost every game. A good D&D game has both hack and slash and storyline, and you can't do hack and slash if you don't cover the combat section, which is chapter 9. Some of the things you find in the combat chapter: the order of combat, movement and position, actions in combat, making an attack, cover. That's right, you could hide behind something, cover. Damage and healing. Well, you're going to get damaged, and it's good to have a healer. Mounted combat, a little less used, and underwater combat, something that didn't exist in a lot of the older books. This chapter starts on 189, and I want to go over it a little bit with everyone because it is really important to know your combat. Without it, you're not going to have a lot of conflict or a lot of ability to resolve conflict. I mean, you can always flip a coin and say who wins, but your characters don't get much out of that. So, starting at the top of the chapter, it gives a basic summary, much like I just did, of what you'll find in here and what you'll need to know about. For the order of combat, it's good to know that there's usually two sides to a combat. There could be more, but usually two. Each turn of a combat counts as 6 seconds. And the most important part is everything that takes span in that turn for each of the players happens at the same time. So try to keep that in mind when you're playing or running a game, that you can only have 6 seconds, and those 6 seconds is for everyone. So even though you're going to have 6 seconds for player 1, 6 seconds for player 2, 6 seconds for player 3, that then at the end all takes place at the same time, and 1, 2, and 3 are moving at the exact same time as monster 1, 2, and 3 are. So you can't loop that. It's not really taking place like Jeff is doing this and Sarah's doing that. And that's the way you need to look at it. They're all going at the same time. Surprise is an interesting issue to deal with, because when you deal with surprise, that's when someone's initiative was higher than the others by a significant amount, or when you rolled for initiative in general, you got a 20. 20s are like instant surprises. They're really good. 1s, on the other hand, really bad. That if you get a 1, there's a good chance you will be surprised by combat. It goes over these things. It talks about how the DM deals with the different things and issues. There's a combat step-by-step that's listed from 1 to 5. That's good to read through. It talks about initiative in a couple of chapters. It's got about 3 chapters talking about initiative and how it operates. Basically runs down to how quickly you responded to the initial meeting and where your place will be in the actual combat.